today's class we are going to learn about the most vital step in the sexually reproducing organism, that is the fertilization. So basically fertilization in very simple word is fusion of male and female gamete, and when the male and the female gamete fuse, it results in the formation of a diploid structure that is known as a zygote. Now here I have put the diagram for the fertilization in plants. This is the transverse section of the carpal part. You very well know this is stigma, this is style, this is ovary, and within the ovary this structure is the ovule, right? So now for fertilization, the pollen grains have landed on the stigma part, that is pollination had already taken place. So the first step is identification of pollen, that whether the pollen which has fallen on the stigma is compatible or non-compatible. If the pollen is non-compatible, then under that condition the pollen will die. And if the pollen is compatible, then under that condition the pollen will germinate. And when the pollen germinate, it produces a tube-like structure which is known as pollen tube. You can see here the black color structure, that is the pollen tube. Now, as soon as the pollen tube is formed, the nucleus of the pollen divide by mitosis and result in the formation of two male gametes. See, these are the two male gametes that are formed by the mitotic division of nucleus of pollen. Now this pollen tube will slowly and gradually start growing to reach the egg. So it will start growing and it will grow till the time the pollen tube is not reaching the entry of the ovule, right? The pollen tube, when the pollen tube grow, the male gamete also are getting transferred with the growth of pollen tubes. So now here the male gametes have reached here. You see here, this is the micropyle. This is the point where the ovule had a small hole. This small hole or a pore is known as micropyle, and that is why this end is known as micropyle end. Now what will happen? The pollen tube is going to enter into the embryo sac or into the ovule by the micropyle, and as soon as the pollen enter, it will release the male gametes. Okay, now see, this is the elaborated view. Now the pollen tube had brought both the male gametes to which end? That is the micropyle end, right? I have just now told you that micropyle is a small opening in the ovule through which the pollen tube enter. Now just opposite to the micropyle end is the another end which is known as Chelzel end, right? Now these two male gametes are getting released. See, these are released. Now let us see the cells which are present within the ovule. So on the micropyle side, there are three cells. You can see three cells, 1, 2 and 3. The two which are on the sides are known as synergids, and one which is in the center is known as egg cell. And together they are known as egg apparatus. In the center you are going to see one cell, and this one cell is having the two nuclei. See, 1 and the 2. So this is the polar cell which is having, how many nuclei? 2 nuclei. Now the Chelzel end also has got the 3 cells which are known as antipodal cells. The function of these antipodal cells are still not known. Now let us see what will happen to the male gametes which are released. The male gamete first is going to enter, and this male gamete is going to fuse with the egg cell. So the male gamete is haploid, that is N. Egg cell is also haploid, that is N. And so when they fuse, it results in the formation of a zygote, which is the diploid cell. And this process is known as syngamy. Now, after this zygote formation, the second male gamete is going to move towards the center, and it is going to fuse with the polar cell. Now, polar cell had how many nuclei? 2 nuclei. So, male gamete number second is having the haploid condition. Then The polar cell is having the two nuclei, so we have written diploid condition, and when n and 2n you are adding, then it will give the structure which will be having the chromosome number 3n, that is, it is a triploid, and this is known as endosperm. Now children, see here, this is endosperm. Since here the cell or the structure which is being formed is having the chromosome number triploid, that is why this is known as triple fusion. Now here the fusion is occurring two times. The first fusion is this and second fusion is this. So this is known as double fertilization, which is the characteristic feature of all the angiosperms of flowering plants. So when you add syngamy and triple fusion, this gives you the double fertilization. Okay, so two male gametes after getting released will give these structures. Now this zygote will further change to embryo, and from embryo the new plant will be formed, and this endosperm will provide the nutrition to zygote. Okay children? Okay, just now we have seen double fertilization, that is syngamy and triple fusion together is known as double fertilization. Now as soon as the fertilization is over, then we will see that the flower falls. That is, all the petals, sepals, stigma, everything falls. Only ovary remain intact to plant. So we are going to study now the post-fertilization events. That is the events which occur after fertilization. So as soon as the fertilization is brought about, the first step is the flower is going to fall off. All the floral parts fall. Only the ovary remain attached to the plant. The ovary is going to form the fruit. The ovule which is present within the ovary forms the seed. So now you can very well count the number of seeds, and you can identify the number of ovule in a particular plant. Say for example papaya. Papaya has many seeds, so that means it has got many ovules. Cherry, berry, they have got one seed. Mango, they have got one seed. So that means they have only one ovule. So number of ovule can be easily identified by counting the number of seeds in the fruit. Okay. Now let us study in detail about the seed. You have already learned about seed in the 9th standard also. Whenever you see a seed, you see a tough covering, that is the outer covering, which is known as a seed coat. And the next part that you will find in the seed is the embryo and the cotyledon. Now the embryo is basically formed of two parts, that is radicle and the plumule. The radicle forms the root and the plumule forms the shoot. Now cotyledon also can be 1 or 2 in number. If the cotyledon is 1 in number, then under that condition the seed is the monocot seed. And if the cotyledon of the seed are 2 in number, then that seed is a dicot seed. Rice, maize, wheat, these are all the examples of monocot seed. Pea, gram, chana, soya bean, these are all the examples of dicot seed. So this is the complete procedure of sexual reproduction in plants with refertilization, fertilization and post-fertilization events. That's all. Thank you.